All right, we are officially here at Jack Daniel's. So here is our official sign. If you're gonna come here, they got some do's and don'ts. Make sure you do and you don't. You know what I'm talking about? Let's just do it. And because it's Christmas time, I honestly can't remember the last time that we were here, if they have this constantly or if it's just for Christmas. But over this way is a Jack Daniel's barrel Christmas tree. So I'll walk a little closer and not bore you. And then we'll take a look at it. This is the kind of Christmas tree I want. All right, welcome to the entrance of the Jack Daniel's Distillery. Gift shop to the left, which I believe was mainly booze, because they send you downtown for their other trinkets that we saw earlier today. We'll do a quick little tour around the area. But they do have a lot of history here while you're waiting to go on the tour. Look at that, they actually had Jack Daniel's beer at one time. And here's your info on how Jack Daniel's is made. So right here, before you get into the White Rabbit bottle shop, they have the history of the different types of bottles that have been used. Old-fashioned ceramic jug, then an embroidered clear molded glass. Then they moved up to a different style glass. Then you had the amber bottle. And then we're getting into a more modern day look. But they did go back to a round bottle for a while. And now we're at the more signature bottles and what it's like today. So we're in the White Rabbit, which is their bottle shop here. So it's important to note there's no trinkets really for sale at the distillery. That's downstairs or downtown in the general store. Here at the distillery, you can buy your liquor. So here we go. Wow, that's nice just for the bottle. One of the cool things they have here as well, and we did it on our last tour, is any bottle you buy here, you can actually pay extra to have it etched with either a personal message or a name or something like that. So it's a really good keepsake once you're done with the bottle, or have it etched for something important. I know we had a gentleman's Jack etched for our group, and we only cracked it open at very important events throughout life, marriage, someone passing, things like that. And we do a toast to whoever it was for whatever the reason, but it's a big event in their life that we use that particular bottle for that's etched. So pretty cool.
We're gonna do a little walking, talking, and drinking a little Jack. How does that sound to y'all?
Yeah.
I'm Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Tour guide. Hi. How are y'all?
Doing well. How about you, Melissa?
Having a wonderful day, actually.
Excellent.
Good. I mean, it's a little chilly out there, but
And nothing a little JD can't fix.
exactly. I was gonna say we got something that'll warm you up in a little while for sure. Two cousins that live in Newport, Richie, and then I got another cousin and another aunt and uncle that live in Spring Hill.
Well, we're just family then.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, this is where every single drop of Jack Daniel's whiskey is made. So anywhere you've ever purchased Jack, 173 countries actually enjoy Jack Daniel's whiskey. And it all started right here. All right, so what we got right here, y'all, is a barrel house. This barrel house stands 7 stories tall. It does hold a little over 20,000 barrels of whiskey. Each barrel is a 55-gallon white American oak. But we don't fill them to the brim because you need a little room for that whiskey to move. So 53 gallons goes in each barrel.
Here's a bird's eye view of the factory that we'll be walking in. There'll be certain parts that we're not allowed to video or have cameras out or anything because of all the whiskey vapor. But we'll bring you as much as we can. Time for my hot chocolate with a little bit of fire whiskey.
That really is great. Oh, cow, that's
Holy crap. This is delicious.
Good PKAT
Yeah.
choice to sample the boozy hot chocolate.
So all your whiskey here at Jack drips through 10 feet of charcoal before it goes into a barrel. So right out here, just like Mr. Jack Daniel, we make all our charcoal ourselves.
This is literally a fresh burn of charcoal that they did this morning. You can still see it smoking. This is an example of the mellowing contraption that they use. This is what a full-size mellowing vat looks like. We're taking pictures out here because when we get inside to the actual working ones, that's when we're not going to be able to take pictures or video because of the vapor. A couple of old school Jack Daniel's fire trucks. This is the spring that they use for all whiskey batches here at Jack Daniel's.
You gotta have the right type of water to make whiskey. This water's perfect. So that's what brought Jack to this spot right here. Now the stone that's surrounding us, we're blessed with is limestone. Limestone naturally filters iron out of water. It's almost like the Lord blessed us with perfect water to make whiskey right here. Yeah, the oldest building we have on site is right here. This is Jack's old office. So 2 things Jack would recognize would actually be the cave and in this building. So we're going to talk about what you're about to see inside. You can tell it's kind of loud in there. We use 80% corn, 12% malted barley, and 8% rye. Now corn, that's starch. To create alcohol, you have to convert that to sugar. The way that we do that, naturally. We're not adding a chemical. We're going to use malted barley. You see, when you malt barley, which means you kind of start let it germinate. Let it sit, water, that releases special enzymes. Those enzymes do that for us. Y'all ever made sourdough bread? The sourdough, pulled back for the previous batch as the starter, the mother for the next. We do the same thing. That's why it says sour mash whiskey on our bottle. Just telling you how we did it. That is going to introduce the yeast. The yeast eats away at those sugars, converting it into alcohol. That process takes about 3.5 to 4 days.
So every single one of those white hooks that you see on top of the buildings, that is one of the 40,000 gallon mash vats. So we're getting ready to go into the mellowing area, but again, no photos or camera is allowed inside. So that's about all you're going to see. And then I've got to shut down. All right, we'll see you on the other side. Found out why there's no cameras allowed in there, because we vaped. They took the top of the mellowing chamber and went up and down, and you breathed in through your mouth and out through your nose, and holy crap, flammable.
Same brain bill.
Good stuff.
That's how far the whiskey soaked into the barrel. And each barrel will be different. You're going to have different soak lines depending on the barrel itself. And we use the barrel just once. We don't reuse them. But other folks do. So we season the barrel, then we'll send them to Scotland for Scotch, Ireland for Irish whiskey, and a winery, brewery, distillery. Hot sauce makers like to do Tabasco, and Louisiana they buy a whole bunch of Tabasco. Next stop, we get to taste the final product. That's right. Woo!
So we are heading towards the George Green Barrel House, where we will do our whiskey tasting, and hopefully we'll actually smell some barrels as we go through here. We shall see.
All right, y'all. So 5 whiskeys we're gonna try today. So these whiskeys are gonna vary in the way that they taste, of course, the way that they're bottled, and of course, the way they smell. So I do encourage you to smell the whiskey, nose the whiskey, as well as taste. So tasting, I do encourage, allow that whiskey to sit in your mouth for a few seconds. Some people like to chew their whiskey or mull it over in their mouth. Depends on you. Very first one, all the way to the left, that is Old No7. Then the finish. Now this finish, it's a little bold, but it's also nice and smooth, okay? So I know it's kind of crazy to say bold and smooth at the same time, but it can be true. It is with our whiskey, okay? So you'll get oak notes throughout the whiskey as well, those smoky notes from the char of the barrel. This is Single Barrel Select. That's the next one that you're gonna try. Go ahead, pick that up, smell it. Now this whiskey, difference is, we bottle this up 1 barrel at a time. Now, Old No7 is 80% of our sales. That means it's sent to 173 countries. And we wanna make sure every time you pick up that bottle, you crack it open, you know what you're gonna taste. So consistent, you know what you're opening up and going to enjoy this 1 barrel at a time. So you're gonna taste different profiles. Just one, go ahead, try it. So this one is actually a little higher in proof. Not the master distiller. We have a all right, y'all ready to try the next one? Have any of y'all tried single barrel proof before today? Okay.
Can't remember.
Okay. So single barrel proof is another breakdown of this. So this, 1 barrel at a time. This mixed and married together. This is also 1 barrel at a time, but the difference is when we put your whiskey in this bottle, we add water to it to take the proof down, okay? We take it down to 94 proof, that's 47% alcohol. But a couple years ago, we were like, well, I mean, why don't we just let them taste exactly what the tasters taste, straight from the barrel to the bottle. See that gold label? What do you think of when you think of gold? Pure, right? Pure gold. This is the purest form of Jack Daniels you can find, because it's straight from the barrel to the bottle. That's too many. No. I mean, it will probably start your car in a pinch.
Yeah.
Do that, though.
Wow.
That'll keep you warm outside.
That one's got a kick, but good.
So that one that y'all just tried was 132 proof. That's 66%. 2011, 2012, we decided we wanted a rye whiskey. You know, you like a Manhattan or an old fashioned, or you just like to sit down and sip on rye. We said, well, let's make a Tennessee rye. Tennessee rye means predominantly rye, 70% rye in this whiskey, 12% malted barley, 18% corn. So basically we took Jack's recipe and we just went, whoop, right? Difference is, between any rye whiskey you're gonna find on the market, this is mellowed through charcoal. So it's gonna be smoother. So go ahead and pick that one up. All right, now that one is single barrel. Again, each barrel will be a little different. Now, by the way, you might wonder, well, how do I know what barrel I'm trying? Well, we're not gonna tell you what you're drinking. We're not gonna tell you the experience you're gonna have. The point of this is to experience it one barrel at a time. On the neck of the bottle, we're gonna tell you what number this barrel is. So, okay, lastly, we just released this whiskey. This is what they were bottling in there. This is the Barrel Proof Rye. So, this one, not as much as that third one that you had. This one's only 126.6. So that's 63.30% alcohol. Go ahead, pick it up, try it. I tend to gravitate towards this one a little bit. That's just me personally.
You can feel that tingle. Holy moly. You can really feel the tingle on the tongue with that.
That one.
It's good. Good though.
So there is going to be a next group coming in here shortly, so we need to get to getting, okay? The cups are yours. However, they must be empty. What that means is don't go up to somebody else's cup and think alcohol kills everything and drink theirs, okay? We ain't doing that today.
So remember how we said you could get bottles engraved here for an extra $10? There you go. PK Adventure Travels, baby, on a gentleman's jack. And we went ahead and got one that also had the barrels etched on it. The tour was great. I'm sure you guys saw that. If you are 21 and you enjoy whiskey, then it is definitely worth a trip out here to go through the tour, learn a little bit more about how it's made. Well, that brings the Jack Daniel's Distillery Tour to an end. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notify button. It really does help the channel out. And we'll see you next time on the Scenic Route.